Hey YouTube, how's it going? Lawler here. We've got your NA tier list for 2025. Who's going to Birmingham? That is what we're going to figure out on today's video. As always, if you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications down below. It helps me out greatly, but we are going to do a way too soon prediction on some of these teams. We've got 21 rosters in North America. If you guys are unsure on some of them, don't worry. We will end up covering and explaining who is who. A couple of them we can't because we actually don't know. Relating Wave and Speed. Yes, they play for Maryville with Knight. But who are they playing with in the RLCS? I don't know. I don't know who they're going with. So it makes it a little bit more difficult. With that in mind, we're going to start with our lowest tier and kind of run through these a little bit quicker than we did with EU. Starting off, Revelation. If you guys don't know, T-Curl, Skippy, and Repeat. I actually really still like T-Curl. I think he's a dope person. I like Repeat a lot. I think Repeat's got a lot of talent still. If you guys haven't seen the Snowmen, now SSG with Reveal, similar vibes at time, just less confidence from Repeat. If Repeat earns some confidence, plays a little bit more aggressive and trusts himself, could be a really good player. But again, not there for me yet. As for Talladega, we have seen this team kind of exist with different pieces. If you guys don't remember Talladega, that was the former deleted roster with Adam Oath and Knight. There was times where they go toe-to-toe against teams like Gen G when it was like, yo, Appjack and the boys are vibing. And then there was times where they look absolutely miserable. Like, I had to do team streams for this team every once in a while, and I was like audibly upset with how they played. It was infuriating. So they have highs, they have lows, but they definitely play down to their competition and lose a lot of games they shouldn't. So I, without confidence, can put them in a higher tier. I think there's other teams that are just in their way. Wub Tub Pub, if you guys haven't seen, they did okay during the offseason. I think they're an upset team for sure. Toasty, Wonder Mike, and Panda, by all means, the potential is there. They have their moments, but am I going to be putting them consistently in top 12s? Probably not. At best, I think they're going 13 to 16. As a quick iteration, if you guys don't remember how I do my tiers, essentially these teams are going to majors, top 8s. So major teams, top 8 teams, like your 5 to 8s consistently. These are going to be your teams that are like 9 to 16, so on and so forth. It's just there's not enough teams to fill out a true top 32. And then these teams have the ability to punch up. These teams have the ability to punch down. They can beat each other, but I would assume the tier that you're in says, hey, 9 out of 10 times this team should be beating this team, so on and so forth. Okay. Up next, we've got 021, Angel, Tool, and Cosmic. I think Cosmic's got a lot more in the tank than others would like to admit, but it is very much so one-centric. Kind of like NA Moxie. Obviously not to the echelon of Moxie in 1v1s, but like you can tell the one specialization is there and it hasn't really translated to 3s yet. So unfortunate for Cosmic, but again, Angel Tool been around a long time, good veterans to learn from. But I don't see them winning much. And then Tortuga, Flitz, Cam, G-Man. They'll play upset to a couple. They may shock a couple people in the open bracket stuff, but I don't see them making it too far. They'll get to Swiss. They'll be a top 32. But are they going to go out of Swiss consistently more than 1 or 2 wins? Probably not, if I had to guess. Up next, in our D tier, Relating Wave and Speed, I think stylistically and playstyle alone, they will beat a lot of the teams below them. I think they're a very aggressive team. I don't know their third, though. But from what I have seen, the guys are putting in the time. They haven't really gotten any true tryouts, so I think their third may be another collegiate-type player. Who it's going to be, though, I honestly do not know. Maryville's been actually playing pretty dang well, I will say, in the collegiate scene. They came out with a win right away, and then they kind of went poo-poo. So, who knows? Kind of top steroid stuff for me to have confidence in them. 1, because I don't know who their third is, and 2, we've seen some polarizing results as well. Outside of that, we have Deleted Gaming. I've heard actually really good things about Deleted in scrims, but at the end of the day, it's just scrims. Scrims don't mean much when it comes down to actual competition. I think Wavy is going to have to play masterclass. Wavy is going to have to play out of his mind. I do think Gyro proved that he still has it when he got brought back in for Evo. But the reality is, and I say this with love, the threat on offense just isn't there outside of Wavy. No disrespect, but Andy, if you take the mechanic ability you have and like do it faster, it'll become more threatening. People will respect the touches more. I've said this openly before, but I just don't see it from Deleted. To me, they're going to have to be a very systematic team. I think consistency for them, ideally, is getting themselves to the 2-2 round and seeing if they can play upset and going top 8. It is wide open, though. I do think Deleted has a chance to definitely solidify themselves as more of a C tier team. We'll see how it goes. Netherlands, Canada. Whether you love them or hate them, they have found a way to consistently find themselves in the top 16. I don't foresee that changing. Daunt is now going by Matter. It was going by Matter. Thank you. That's it. It was close to Matt. It's Matter. M-A-T-T-E-R is what Daunt has been going by. So I think they'll find a way to make top 16s. They're a stable team. Again, I talk about this kind of being the gatekeeper region, or the gatekeeper kind of tier. I would not be surprised if these guys are the ones that you have to go through to push your ticket into a chance to play against some of the top dogs, or potentially have a seeding advantage in that first, 0-0 round, and being able to dodge the top 4. Into C tier, we've got Hey Bro. This is the Aqua Eris JNAPS team. This team, I think, still has the ability to perform better and push into the B tier. But from what I have seen so far, I have not been impressed. The offense does not look impactful. The defense rotationally has a lot of mistakes. Yes, they will put up a fight. Yes, they will score goals, but they concede a lot of things they shouldn't. To me, they are the epitome of like a 9-12 team. I don't know if it's going to get better. I would hope through time, maybe things will settle a little bit more as people don't always play as confident as they do in scrims. But I have not been impressed yet. Low floor, high ceiling, I would agree with. I think, Nico, you make a good point there. I think there's a potential in this team. I think the offense has the capabilities, but I look at that roster and I go, okay, these are the pieces of the puzzle. That's a weird looking puzzle. I don't know how they fit together. I don't know what it's going to look like. A lot of effort for Trey over there to see what they're going to build into. Up next is Omelet. I think Omelet's always that good in between team. Obviously, we've seen them get their peaks and really play upset. To me, I would probably put them more towards B than I would towards D. I think they're like a C+ right now with a chance to prove me and jump into B. Omelet to me is a team. Obviously, they're all coming back. No changes with them. That's the former Cloud9 roster. Will they make another top 8? Potential is there. All they need is one upset. So I would not be surprised if we see them consistently making it past and doing pretty well in Swiss, but expect like either a 3-1, 3-2. I don't ever see them going 3-0. We've got Gas. I think this team could actually punch into B tier as well. If you guys don't know, this is Garrett, AJ, and Squishy. I think this team is going to gatekeep and deny a lot of teams. I think a lot of people do not realize how good this team is going to be with zero pressure. Sure, they're old, but like Squishy, I think still has it. Garrett will do his job and be reliant and do good things. And AJ is still very, very talented. There's a lot of outside things going on, but I think this team, no pressure, pure content, good energy, good vibes. I would not be surprised if this team actually makes a major. I would laugh so hard if it happens, because that's very embarrassing for the rest of NA. But do not be surprised if this team is fighting even in like last chance qualifier type. I think this team is going to be consistent top 8. I would not be surprised. Fun to watch that one. Keep an eye on the old guys. I say old, but they're like babies in my eyes. I think we have a lot of C tier teams. Creams Hockey and 5UP. I like this team. We saw with what TSM did last year with Wavy. I think 5UP to me is a player that just needs confidence. I think both these players will do a good job supporting him and building him up. I could see this team being a slow and steady ascension over the course of the season, but are they going to have enough firepower to do it? I don't know. This to me is a team that I'm still kind of, I don't know how to quite put my finger on them. Obviously, they wanted to try out some different iterations. 5UP ended up being a last second pick. I don't even think this is announced publicly yet, but I don't know who else they go with. So I'm pretty sure it's 5UP. I think this team definitely has potential to make a top 8. But outside of that, do I see them beating some of the teams ahead of them? Probably not. That may change as the year goes on. The difficulty, though, there's not a lot of time. Like, if you don't do well in the first regional, you're playing catch up and you need top 4. Last but not least, I actually had a hard time picking where I wanted to put this team. This is strictly business. If you guys do not know, this is me losing my voice. But this is Ixo, Crispy, and Seamus. Seamus. I don't know how to say his name. I always apologize for it. But strictly business is a team that pure EU import, CRL team as well. I think they could go into top 8. If anything, I actually feel more confidently about them going to top 8 than something like Hey Bro. I'm very interested to see if we get like matchups like this and matchups like this, where like these teams play each other and how things play out. because I think that could be the difference maker in someone's. I think there is a lot of potential in this team, but will they be able to take advantage of what they have? If they provide good work ethic, good structure, obviously they're balancing school with them being CRL as well. But I think this team could play some upsets. I think there's a chance for them top 8 for sure. Up to B tier, we've got Tech. This is the team with Com, Talk, and Evo. Offense, when it is on, is lethal. We have seen their capability in a couple offseason tournaments. When things are clicking, they look unbelievable. But a lot of flaws, a lot of mistakes, and a lot of question marks around some of the players on that team. I think Talk in particular is an unrefined talent. He is super good, but does he have the confidence? Is he being conditioned with the right approach to the game? I think he's super good. Calm, I think, is a great pairing with him. He's very level-headed. He's very mature. He's going to do what it takes to win. He's going to make sure he steers him in the right direction, and he's not going to be afraid to communicate it. And then on the other side, it's Evo, who is complete conscious of that. He's quiet, keeps to himself, a little bit of an oddball. We've seen complications with his work ethic. I have talked to Evo about this directly. You guys have heard me talk about this in videos. Put it all aside, man. This is a fresh start. This is a new lease on life. You have the opportunity to really come through and showcase how talented you truly are as a player. There is a reason why, despite consistently all the negative PR around you, you continue to get opportunities, because we know you've got it in you. We know you're so talented as a player, but this is, in my opinion, your last chance. You're 17. You're not getting any younger, which is crazy to say. That 17 is still very, very young. But like, if Evo puts the time and effort, if he's willing to make adjustments and take things seriously, and really, this team could be a major team. They have that type of potential. They really do. It's going to be a lot of work, though, and you don't have a lot of time. So we'll see what ends up happening. They went with Evo instead of 5-up. Will that come back to bite them? We'll have to see. Oxford Chicago Kofor, I have not heard anything about. I have not seen anything on this team. I have not seen any results. I have not seen a single thing during the offseason for them. That scares me a little bit. I think this team can definitely make majors, because I think it's wide open in North America, if I'm being completely honest. If Chicago plays to the level and the aggressiveness and the assertiveness that he did at Worlds, if he continues the intangible things where he is a great communicator, he's leading as a captain, I think the stability of Hoxer paired with Kofor, who has been grinding and trying to put in that time, even though he's been in the space, he's technically a veteran. He's been doing this for 2 years in RLCS. Can they unlock that potential? I think this could be a sleeper team for sure. I'm very interested to see what this team looks like on the field, because I have not seen it in any capacity, scrims or otherwise. This is just purely a talent and belief point of view. Very interested to watch this team. Next, Shopify Rebellion. I could put them all the way in F tier at sometimes. Like, how are you losing a little step, bro? Like, what's going on, guys? Shopify, to me, is the epitome of inconsistency. If I had more space in C, they'd probably go in C. I would probably move up either Hey Bro or Strictly Business. I don't know what to get out of Shopify. You're getting paid a bag. Shopify is compensating you very, very well. You did not make a change despite seeing those inconsistencies. Writing is on the wall with this one. Either you perform to the level we know you're capable of, because we've seen it, or you fall apart. Last year, if you guys don't remember, Shopify Rebellion, they had a really good midfield presence. They had a kind of like a cover 2 system, as it's been deemed, where you put 2 in the midfield, you send 1, similar to what Rule 1 used to do with the Twins. When they're on offense, rotationally, they have it. But then they make silly mistakes. Is that due to low hours? Is it due to motivation? Is it due to bad communication? I don't know. To me, a lot of the issue with this team is someone needs to be the vocal leader, and someone needs to really assert themselves, and it can't be your coach. Someone needs to be that infield leader. We all know they're still plenty talented. Justin still got it. I was surprised to not see Parth and 2Piece split up. That is what we have for our B tier. The rest of these should come pretty easy of assumption for you guys. First up, again, no particular order, is going to be Genji. I like the off-season events. I like the fact that they're putting in effort to try to iterate and move forward. Genji, I'm sure, is very happy with this contract compared to what they were paying previously. But are they a team that I'm worried about when I make a top 4? No. To me, I'll take that matchup. I think if you are a top 4 team and you are as mechanically gifted as you are, you have the talent that you do, Genji, while frustrating, to me is still one-dimensional. And while they're trying to change that, and they are getting a little bit more creative on their offense, and they are being more impactful, which is making them a stronger team, which is why I have them in A, I think they still are a step behind a little bit. Can they do it when it matters most? Can they do it when the pressure's on the line? Very interested to find out. Next, we got Complexity. They are coming back to North America. Can Diaz assert himself as a threes player? We know he is so incredibly good at ones. Ray's Bull is no slouch either. And obviously CRR is very good too. Can they really take advantage of what NA is providing? Can they improve? Can they do what they could not do before? Shout out to James Bott. Complexity for me is a team that has the potential to really take over NA. I think they have 100% a chance to be top 4 in this region. Up next, SSG. Space Station, to me, I think now that they've got their dedicated coach, now that they are committed to it full time, now that they have pay, it alleviates a lot of the nerves and a lot of the tension. I'm going to hope this is mostly a mental thing. You have an org supporting you. You have financial backing. Space Station definitely cares and is going to do what they can to support you in that regard. Are they going to pay for a mental coach, or are the players and the coach going to have to do it themselves out of their own pocket? To me, this might be one of the best moves or one of the worst moves for SSG. They may have paid way too much, and the players that are pure potential live up to that hype, or the opposite happens and they don't live up to the hype. And luckily, they can say, hey, we didn't pay as much as we were going to, and we get a head out of it either way. I think this team, based upon the state of NA, has a very good chance of consistent top 8s and a chance to play upset. This is the Snowman roster, and these are the young guns. Can they make consistent top 8s? I would like to assume so. I think they bare minimum should be 5 to 8. What that round is to qualify into the top 8, again, keep in mind the format's different. We're basically doing a glorified weighted double elimination, which I think benefits teams like this. Last but not least, it's pretty obvious. It's Energy and Mango. Mango, to my knowledge, is pretty close to being signed by a org. Whether that'll get announced soon or not, I don't know. They do have an extra week because EU, I'm pretty sure, starts first on the 3rd, which is Thursday. But here's your 1-2. Mango, if you don't know, is the former Gen G roster. FK, LJ, Chronic. And then Energy is the former G2 roster. Beast Mode, Daniel, and Atomic. I think there is a clear, like, if we're really doing this, it's probably like this. Like, there is the top 2, and then there is a big gap until proven otherwise. What's actually going to happen? We'll see. I would be very, very shocked to see these two teams not in the grand final for the entire first split. Regional 1, Regional 2, Regional 3. Energy Mango in the grand finals, fighting for number 1 seed. That is my assumption. It is going to take a lot for anybody else to play upset, in my opinion. Whether that'll change, we'll have to wait and see. But good news is for everybody else below them. 3 and 4 seed are wide open for the taking. And when it comes down to that last chance qualifier to go to Worlds, for the 5th and final team, assuming NA performs well at international competition, it can be pretty fun. It's gonna be a really fun season for us to watch. But that is what I have for my tier list. That is who I have and where people are going. I know I am going to be wrong, and I am totally okay with it. I would love for these teams to prove me wrong, and one of these teams that I have an F tier to come in and pop off and steal a major spot. I would love that. But this is just my gut. It's just what I'm feeling right now. We'll have to revisit these when it comes down to the actual major and who makes it. And we'll have to do another these for split 2 after we see some roster changes. Either way, that is my too soon predictions. Hopefully you guys are enjoying RLCS being back. If you guys wanted to hang out with me while we do these, twitch.tv/Lawler. I'll try to do coverage throughout the season. I've got a pretty big project I'm working on this year with hopefully announcements coming soon. Either way, that is going to do it for me. Appreciate y'all as always. Like, comment, subscribe, hit up the socials as always. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.